Hey everybody, it's me, Uncle Greg, aka the Free American Spirit, and today we're going to talk about the Xterra Pro from Minelab and whether or not you should buy it as a beginning detector. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit. I'm not going to be like every YouTuber who just, goes through and tells you all the great and wonderful things about it. If you want to see that, then, there's a million videos about that. I'm going to tell you if you should buy this or not and some of the problems, okay? So first off, overall, it's a pretty good detector. It has, let's see here, 3 modes you can detect in, meaning they're pre-programmed: park, relic, and beach. It has 4 frequencies, 4 that you can switch between. And so that way, you can use it in different areas. You may be getting some interference or something like that, or some ground conditions. And it's nice to be able to have different frequencies, but they don't run at the same time. Now, some of the problems that this thing has is this. One of the selling points is they say, hey, you can use your existing Minelab coils, okay, for this detector. Well, for a guy like me who's really experienced, we have other models of detectors, the 600, the 800, the Manicore, whatever. We're not going backwards in buying this detector. I bought this to review it and do whatever and for my wife. But anywho, as a young person coming into a new situation, if you're going to spend extra money for coils, which you might want a littler coil or bigger coil, depending what you're looking for, then that's nice, because if you stick with Minelab, then you can just carry on, and use those coils. Another thing they tout is, that it has all these bells and whistles. Well, most detectors in this range have bells and whistles, and there's other detectors in that price range, which is about $269, that are a little bit better deal. And there's ones for just a little slightly more, $50. That is better, but that's for another day. One of the points is this thing, you can't do updates. So like the other Minelab detectors, you take your cable coil, not your coil cable, but your headphone coil, you plug it in your computer, and you can do updates. This one, as far as I know, you can't do updates. So that's kind of a bummer, where other entry levels you can. Another thing they say, well, it's Bluetooth compatible headphones. Yeah, yes and no. It's proprietary Bluetooth headphones made for the Minelab, what is it, the 85 and the 105 headphones, which the great marketing department of Minelab didn't tell you about, and they're not even available for sale yet, as far as I can find. So I had to buy different headphones. And then people will say, well, Greg, you just need a 1/8 plug, stereo plug, and you stick it in there. Well, that's kind of true if you're going to detect above ground, and you don't care about water, then yeah, a little stereo plug will fit in the jack here on the back. Okay. But if you're going to do some, you see how that's recessed and it screws in right there? If you're going to do some water hunting, then a little dinky stereo jack sticking in there is going to leak. So that then leads you to this. You have to buy a jack with this connector. And who sells these? Well, you either got to buy like Gray Ghost, or look at my other videos, the Threshers, and you're going to spend $159 or $169 just for those headphones. So now your package goes up to $400, but you can definitely get a better competitive price from other brands that already have headphones in there. You'll be about $70 more than if you bought some other brand. So anyways, so that's kind of a little sticking point. Once again, it does have some nice bells and whistles, like a little flashlight and a little vibrator, so I guess if you're hard of hearing, you can feel it vibrate, or if you can't see the screen, you can feel it vibrate. Or if you're, want to hunt at night with a little flashlight, that's kind of okay. But, so that's a big point with me. I mean, if you're going to buy a new detector Minelab for beginners, or you're going to sell one rather, and you want people to stay in the hobby, then it should be a complete little package that either upgrades, or they don't have to go out and spend, almost as much for the headphones and other things that they did for the stupid detector. And if they get this and they don't like it for some reason, because of those reasons, then they give up the hobby and you've lost a customer for life. Okay, so we got the upgrading issues, we got the headphone issues. Other than that, it's a pretty good detector. So I guess to answer your question, would I buy this if I was a brand new hobbyist? If I was just doing parks and things like that and I didn't care about the water and I was just doing the school parks and the fields or up on the dry land, at the beach, then I would probably say, yeah, it's pretty good. Especially if I was only like a little weekend warrior. But if I was a new guy and I'm thinking this is going to be a hobby for a long time and I really want to upgrade, I might, because if I'm going to stick with Minelab, I could get those coils. But if I'm going to say, hey, I want to go into the lakes and rivers and streams and all that, I probably would not, even though it's fully waterproof when you have the right headphones. But, as a new detectorist, being on a budget, which most are, you're going to spend that extra money. So, that's my opinion of this. And by the way, guys, today is 4th of July. I just want to put a shout out to everybody that has signed on the dotted line to protect our country and uphold the Constitution of the United States. A big thank you. My brothers and sisters, veterans, you know what I'm talking about. You guys are the best. So if you're looking for a great metal detector and things like that, I usually put a link to who I use, but they don't sell the Minelab. So I guess in that case, I would probably tell you to go to detectors.com. Detectors.com have excellent service. They have pretty good prices, not as good as the other people that I like, but once again, they sell Minelabs. They're a good dealer. They're good for service and all that. And this detector is good, $269, but just be aware of its limitations. So that's my report for today. You all have a great day. Bye.